Hey guys, it's Shane here, and welcome back to another episode of What Up Wednesday! I hope everyone is having a fantastic week so far. So, I wanted to stay on theme with my last video. It had to do with dealing with kids, and I want to talk today about the pros and the cons to being a role model. But first, title screen. So, the reason why I even brought up this topic to begin with is because a few months ago, I know, a little while ago, but I wasn't doing a YouTube channel back then. A few months ago, a parent had messaged me and told me that something that I posted on Facebook was, I guess, inappropriate. And that I have now exposed all of the children that I work with or that I'm friends with on Facebook to like this bad language. I forgot exactly what the post said, but it did have like a couple curse words in it. But I very much so believed in the message. And, you know, they said that, you know, you're such a role model to these kids, you know, you really need to think before you post things. And that really made me take a step back when they had said that, because and actually really made me mad, because what people don't really know about me, and I've gotten a lot better at this since the incident, but everything I do and everything I post, everything I think about, I am constantly thinking about the kids who like are friends with me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram or Twitter or any of that stuff. I always think about it. I do almost every decision in my life based around the kids that I'm involved with or that I work with and that I see on a regular basis. So, one, don't tell me to be careful about what I post and to think about what I post, because trust me, I do. Way too much sometimes that I'll delete post, I'll come up with this whole thing, and then I'll get rid of it because I'm like, nope, this one kid might see it and then, you know, goes up in smoke. So, being a role model. Now, I've never asked to be a role model in any type of way. Do I enjoy being a role model? Okay, maybe enjoy is not the right word, but I don't mind it because I try to live the best life I can, and I try to always be a good person. So I rather, I guess, I be a role model than, you know, someone who's out murdering people or doing other things that are illegal. I'm not in charge of your child's growth or your child's development as a person, and no one else should be besides you guys, the parents, or the parents of the children should be the ones who are sort of dictating how, or not dictating, but sort of guiding their children along how to live life and how to be good people. And not that other people can't influence them, but when you put so much weight on a person, almost like putting them on a pedestal of being exemplary at this specific thing, it's very daunting because it's just a lot of pressure. I always feel like I have to be, you know, super good, you know, Shane, and, you know, always be on and always be, you know, ready to go, ready to be there and ready to help. And sometimes that's just not it. And I feel like I should be allowed to have those moments. I should be allowed to have that. And going back to the whole post thing, it's my life too. Like, I'm living my life, okay? I'm not living your kid's life, and I'm not really living a life that I want your kids to follow or to imitate, because like, if I was constantly thinking about that, I would never be in the moment. I would never be able to live my life to the fullest that I could. And I need to live my life. I need to make my mistakes, but I don't need to be ridiculed about those mistakes every time it happens. You know, every time I used to post something that was a little controversial or a little moody or a little too edgy, then, you know, people would never tell me. They would always go and tell my mom, and that always frustrated me, because it's like, if you have something to say, just say it to me, okay? But anyways, I'm saying a lot of cons. I promise there are pros. I am living a life that I want my future kids one day to look up to and to maybe imitate. And I do strive all the time to be a good person. I strive all the time to do good things and to do what's right and to follow my heart. And those are qualities that I do want the kids that I work with to take hold of, but I don't want people looking up trying to be me, because that's weird. And I used to hate all the time when people would tell me, I want to be just like you when I get older, or I can't wait to be like you, or all these other things. And ask me a year ago and I would have said, you're crazy. Why do you want to be like me? Like, I don't think I'm that great. I don't think there's too much special about me. And I mean, that's a little changed now, but even still, sort of to today, like, I don't understand. Like, it took a lot of work to get to where I am now, and it takes a lot of work to be me. Or, I know it's weird to say, it sounds weird. It takes a lot of work to be me, as in, I'm very exhausting. I can ask a majority of my friends, I'm a very exhausting person. I exert a lot of energy, and I require a lot of energy back from people who I communicate with. And I exhaust myself. Like, I'm tired every single day, and I have thinking about waking up the next day and doing it all over again. It used to be like the worst thing to think about ever. Obviously, I've gotten better at that as my mental health and my happiness has been getting better. But yeah, it's so crazy. Like, I think that if anything, like, your parents, your kids should want to look up to their parents. That's who their role models should be. And I think personally, if you're not your child's role model, then you need to be looking at yourself and your life and what are the things that you can change to sort of make that. Your child is basically a mini version of you, and you should want them, to look up to you. You should be leading that life that they want to look up to and inspired to be, Like, I look up to my mom so much, and just the way that she's gone about handling herself, and as how I want myself to eventually grow into that. My mom leads a very nice life full of kindness and helping others, and I hope to one day reach that level that she is at, and I'm striving for that every single day of my life. All right, let's go to some pros. I love being a role model because I do like teaching kids how to behave properly. I do love teaching kids, how to be a good person and sort of showing them right from wrong. I love all of those things, and I love, leading my new life of happiness and joy and just positivity. I love sharing that with the kids and stuff, because I know what it's like being that young. I know what it's like being a teenager or being like in middle school and like having all of like these thoughts and like depression and anger and like losing friendships and relationships and all that stuff. I understand all of that, and so if I can show that I've made it through the fire and I come out a lot stronger, then I rather that be me than someone who's on the street selling crack cocaine, or that's a very dramatic example, or just not really living up to anything. I have goals, I strive for them, and I try and get other people to do that and to follow their dreams. So that aspect of it I do love. I just don't like feeling pressured by that as well. A little pressure is fine because it does keep me alert, it keeps me on my toes, and it keeps me aware, but don't come bringing the gauntlet down on me because a curse word might have slipped out of my mouth. Now, I'm really good about that. I try not to curse at all, but definitely around kids, you will never, I won't say never, 99% you will not catch me talking about derogatory or things or like cursing or anything, because I just don't feel like it's appropriate. I don't feel like it's appropriate in my regular everyday life, so I'm not going to think it's appropriate to do around kids. So that is sort of a positive thing as well too, I guess, to it. Yeah, so anyways, I talked a lot. That's really all I wanted to talk about, is that I want parents to know, like, I am not like I'm Shayne, and I'm glad I can be in your child's life, and I'm blessed with that opportunity, and I don't take it for granted. But at the same time, I am not the Messiah, and I'm not your child's savior, and but I will do all I can do to help, but that's all I can do is help. Alright, so that is going to conclude today's episode of What Up Wednesday! If you did enjoy this video, make sure you let me know by dropping a like and maybe even a comment as well. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to see more videos just like this one. Actually, I did notice in the last week I gained like about 5 new subscribers, so thank you guys so much. I am so excited to have you a part of this journey with me, and I hope you enjoy what's coming next. Also, just like always, if you want to follow me off of the channel, I do have the information to my social media links down in the description, and make sure you check out the latest episode of the Luke Roxwell podcast. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Just type in Luke Roxwell podcast and you will find us. The latest episode is pretty good. Alright, until next time, this is me reminding you that every day really is a new chance to live. Don't let the gloominess of yesterday stop your sunshine from coming today. Alright, you guys stay blessed, and I will see you in the next episode.